we play, but you always have to consider the opponent. They're not having a very good run of results. They're coming to play a team that I understand is playing well. I think it was a generally very good game the other day. Some things we need to improve, but we'll try to show the real situation of our team, because the team we're playing against, especially the last game, they're an uncomfortable team to play against. They can cause you danger. They're a team that you really have to worry about. They've got some really strong forwards. They play the ball around very nicely, and if they're inspired, they're very hard to play against. He was, of course, referring to the defeat at Levante earlier on this season.
En este mercado de invierno han salido 4 futbolistas del primer equipo, Carles Pérez,
Aleñá, Todibó, and Wagué have all left the first team this week. Nobody's come. Luis Suarez is injured. This winter transfer window, has it hurt the team? It's certainly something you could interpret. We've got fewer players now. But we've got a B team behind us. And those young players are ready. Some of them are training with the first team, some that hadn't done so before, and we're getting a chance to look at them, and I'm sure they'll help us when they're needed. So you could think that our team is weaker, but you never know that. Sometimes things turn out different. You can make hypotheses about what might happen, but I wouldn't waste your energy on things like that. We'll be putting 11 players onto the field. We're going to make an amazing signing with Ousmane Dembélé, who's nearly ready to come back, and he's going to help us a lot, and that's going to be a huge boost to the team. Do you prefer a smaller squad, or did you like having all those players before? What always hurts me, and always has done, because it hurt to me, is picking teams and having to leave players out. I like to have fewer players, because that way everybody's plugged in. Yes, there is a risk attached to that, but sometimes that's really good to have a smaller squad, because people have got a real chance of playing. They're readier, they're more motivated. I think sometimes having 18 real players is better than having 25, 26 that aren't playing. That can cause more damage, really, than perhaps the risk of having a smaller squad.
Estamos en directo en el carrusel deportivo de la cadena SER. Me gustaría saber tu opinión sobre el fichaje, la incorporación para el 1 de julio de Trincao.
Asking about Trincao, the signing announced yesterday.
Me parece que el último día, o no sé, ayer en alguna entrevista, no recuerdo ya, pero
last day signing.
Que yo me la he encontrado cuando he llegado.
An operation that I've encountered when I arrived at the club. I found out that the club had been working on the transfer. I think it's good. It's a decision the club had made. I've got nothing much to say about it, really. Next year he'll be in the squad and we'll be working with him, of course.
Mister, aquí, Juan Arias, Cadena COPE. Es más que una pregunta, es una curiosidad. Cuando ve usted las estadísticas, temas de pases, de posesiones...
Passes, possession, percentage statistics, over 1,800 passes.
De estadísticas que se sigue tanto, ¿qué le parece a usted?
What do you make of those stats?
Realmente no me dicen gran cosa.
They don't say that much to me, really.
La importancia que tiene,
apart from
esta manera controlas,
the importance that you're controlling the game more.
Tener tú el balón, lo he repetido
if you've got the ball, that means the opponent doesn't and can't score against you. So if you've got the ball for 80 minutes, then there's a much smaller chance for them to hurt you. Sometimes possession means nothing, because everything has to have meaning. You want to make sure that those passes are going forward. We worry about that. But sometimes you have to pass back to hold up the ball, to bring the ball up the wings, to give the defenders time to push up. But it's a question of defending with the ball. That's why passing is so important. Because if you're not passing and still lose or leak goals, that would be worse.
Mister, ¿qué tal? Carlos Escalán de Radio Marca, buenas tardes. Le pregunto por Arturo Vidal.
Arturo Vidal.
Hoy creo que le vi cojear en el partido ante
on and off training.
Gustaría saber qué tiene, si es grave.
What's up with him? Is it a serious injury?
No es grave.
No, it's not serious.
Hay una contusión y
it's contusion. We'll see how it develops. But I don't like to risk things with players. We've got a lot of games ahead. We haven't got a big squad. So I'd rather get my players to recover fully. But no, there's nothing to worry about. It's not a very big injury.
Cuando hay críticas, también había antes de tu llegada recurrente esta temporada escuchar la frase de que este equipo ahora mismo no es favorito para o no podría.
Criticism saying that Barça perhaps aren't favourites to win the Champions League. Do you think Barça, as it is now, is a favourite to win the Champions League? If I was one of the opponents, I wouldn't count Barça out. Barça's always Barcelona. Yeah, you can always have a bad day. Of the 6, 7, 8 real candidates to win the Champions League, only one can win. That's the truth. If you can think that all of those teams are going to fail, that would be a foolish interpretation. I'm totally convinced that we're going to be in contention. We're excited about it. And we've got as much a chance, I won't say more or less, but the same chance as the other big teams that are up for the title.
Hola, bon dia. Laura Brugués, de TV3. Le quería preguntar sobre la relación que tenéis con Eder Sarabia.
His relationship with Eder Sarabia.
¿De qué se encarga él?
What does he do? How do you share the work?
Bueno, él es el que se incorporó conmigo.
Well, he came with me to Las Palmas, and his contribution since then has always been very positive. I like to be surrounded by young people, people with energy, strength. Sometimes they know more than I do. He's an assistant like the other assistants I've got. Some of them I don't know as well as I would like to because I haven't had time yet, but I will do. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody plays their part because I give them the chance to play a part. I think that's part of building the team. It's a question of having people with me that I've been working with for 4 years, and they help them, and they're going to play an important role because they deserve it and because they help me a lot. And in many ways, he's a lot cleverer than I am. You always say the most important game is the next. But what about away form? Yeah, you're right. We've got 2 big away games, but we're going to worry first about tomorrow's game. But certainly away form is something we need to work on. We need to change our flow away from home.
Que no nos demos cuenta de jugar en casa o fuera de casa. A ver si conseguimos.
We need to work out what it is that we're doing right at home and wrong away. And we've got 2 games where we can really work on that, because there's 2 very intense games that we've got. And I think a win tomorrow would be a huge boost for morale going into those next 2 fixtures.
Jamie Stone para Bienes por Estados Unidos. Te voy a preguntar también por Arturo Vidal, más allá de su estado actual.
Another question about Arturo Vidal.
Preguntábamos a Ernesto Valverde, nos decía que era para revolucionar los partidos.
Valverde always said he used to shake up games.
Muchos vaticinaban con tu llegada que quizá Arturo Vidal tendría un rol más secundario porque
We kind of thought he might have a more secondary role with you, because you like a much more controlled game. Can you control a game with Vidal in the team?
Por supuesto que se puede controlar.
Of course you can control a game.
Ya lo he dicho muchas veces. A veces los propios futbolistas.
I've said this a lot of times. Sometimes players don't even appreciate some of the things that they can do better. It all depends on the context that they're playing in and what you ask of a player. Yeah, players naturally have a certain way of acting, but there are things that you can correct and add to what they already have. That's something that we need to work on with Arturo Vidal, but with all of the players, to make them better footballers.
No vamos a pedir nunca que haga lo que hace, yo que sé, Antoine, pero seguro que lo que él tiene más.
Look, he's never going to do what Antoine Griezmann does, for example, but he's a player that is always going to be a great performer and is always going to bring value to the team. In that area of the field, it can be difficult for players that perhaps don't have such a high skill rate for working in a small space. But if you look at his assist with a back heel the other day, that tells you what Arturo Vidal is capable of doing. But also he can revolutionize a game because he's got so much energy, and that positivity can sometimes help the team as well.
Hola, Tony López de La Vanguardia. Quisiera saber si hay muchas posibilidades de que Dembélé entre mañana.
Is there a big chance that Dembélé could be in the squad tomorrow? No. It would be too early. No, he won't be in the squad tomorrow. Perhaps the next ones we'll see, because we're watching the development of his injury. But we're not going to rush things. That would be the wrong thing to do.
Buenas tardes, Germán Buena del Diario Sport. Te quería preguntar por Lenglet si el partido
Lenglet,
de más posibilidades de cara a mañana o si tú lo
whether his cup game gives him a better chance of playing tomorrow.
Yo tanto ya lo he dicho que tenemos 2 centrales zurdos.
I've always said we've got 2 left-sided centre backs, and that's good. They have their own particularities, both of them, and we'll use them depending on what we think is best suited to each moment. I'm very happy with both of them. Lenglet played very well the other day, applied things I said to him. Umtiti did likewise. But it's good to have both of them there, because they're going to help us, and it will help them because they've got the competition, they can bounce off each other. But I'm very happy with the way they're performing and what they offer me. Okay, thank you very much. There'll be a training session behind closed doors in the morning tomorrow, and that's when the squad will be announced. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your day.